MCAT 2017 Cram, Critical Analysis and Reasoning Skills, Flashcard Set 9.3, Post-colonialism in Papuan Culture, Reasoning within the text. As you read the passage, or view the reading of the passage rather, you'll notice a few highlighted selections of text. What I want you to do is garner meaning from these specific snippets in order to successfully answer the reasoning within the text question that follows after the passage, okay? When you get to this question, you'll be required to think about the author's reasoning and your ability to analyze the strength of the evidentiary relationship among component parts of an argument presented within the passage will also be tested. So good luck and happy reading. Paragraph 1. Vincent Airy's novel, The Crocodile, is the coming-of-age tale of Hori, a member of the Turipi coastal people of the Gulf District of Papua, who reaches manhood against the backdrop of Australian colonial rule. This novel gives the foreigner encyclopedic information about commerce, education, and history of the tribe, about the vegetation and village life, about marriage customs and rituals. Indeed, much of the narrative is devoted to providing the reader with a thick description of Turipi customs and practices based in the village of Movit. Paragraph 2. Yet Airy's novel is much more than a fictionalized anthropological account of Turipi life. The Crocodile gives dramatic form to the devastating entry of white man's civilization into the Papuan universe and presents us with a society at the verge of disintegration. The narrative proceeds along two arcs. Arc meaning a curving trajectory or path, one relating to the tribal laws and their internal contestations, and the other, the decomposition of those already fluid social mores, the essential or characteristic customs and conventions of a community, by Australian colonialism. The first arc revolves around the mysterious death of Hori's young wife, Mituro, presumed to be taken and killed by the eponymous crocodile, and involves the complex actions and motivations of sorcerers, Misiri, men thought to be tribesmen from a neighboring clan. The second arc consists of the hardships endured by the Papuans under the Australian colonial government. They are exploited as domestic workers and as labor for government officers, Keops, who regularly patrol the interior in an effort to pacify and civilize the natives. The literary tension produced by the two narrative arcs constitutes the novel's profound critique of the effects of colonial rule. Notably, this is a novel where the enchanted world shares narrative space and ontological meaning related to ontology, and is the philosophical study of the nature of being, becoming, and existence, like why are we here on Earth, stuff like that. Reality with Euro-Australian colonial and capitalist realities. In its most commented upon scene, Hori wages an attack on the evil sorcerer crocodile, where literal and metaphoric crocodiles are somehow the same, but having only injured the crocodile sorcerer, Hori remains confused about how to deal with the Misiri he holds responsible for his family member's death. He cannot pursue a traditional course of action, both because of his father's deaconship. The town church frowns upon such superstitions, and because white Kiap law forbids primitive payback law. Paragraph 3. Significantly, Australian colonial laws are not the only authority Hori encounters. Despite Hori's suspicion of white ways, he comes under the spell of the white man's commodity culture on a visit to the colonial capital of Port Moresby. His father and uncle buy clothing and some canvas sail. In the process, suffering racial harassment from the white store clerk, the episode reveals both an enchantment with gleaming commodities and resentment at the racist colonial environment. Hori's uncle, meanwhile, astutely perceives the underlying relationship between things and labor in a colonial economy. White people are very clever, aren't they? They bring all these wonderful things here and also make the money that one needs to buy them. We've got to work for them to get the money to buy them with. The money economy thus functions to erode traditional trading and labor practices and deepen colonial authority. The author mentioned Hori's experiences with the crocodile in paragraph 2, most likely in order to support which point? A. Hori is caught in the clash between two cultural universes that have competing values. B. Papuan sovereignty can be imagined and asserted against white rule. C. The ecosystem in which the Turipi people lived was dangerous. Or D. Resisting colonial cultural hegemony and political power was futile. Definitely press pause if you need to, and I'll give you a moment to think. You may want to open up a second window and view the passage reading in order to find the textual support for the selection of the correct answer choice. All right? Or another. Okay? All right. Okay, so what you have to do here is think about the author's reasoning. And in paragraph 2, the passage author writes that the crocodile's narrative, quote, proceeds along two arcs, one relating to the tribal laws and their internal contestations meaning the action or process of disputing or arguing, and the other, the decomposition of those already fluid social mores by Australian colonialism. So the crocodile's attack is mentioned by the author to show how the main character is unable to use local value systems and modes of justice due to the conflicting colonial value systems and modes of justice. Okay, so this is well summated in answer choice A. Thus, the examples have more to do with supporting the idea of conflicting values in social systems and less to do with colonial resistance, as suggested by answer choice B and answer choice D, okay? And since the crocodile is also metaphorical, it's not merely literal, so it's not like a literal animal that's part of a natural ecosystem. So this eliminates answer choice C. That's why, in summary, answer choice A is the correct answer choice. Hori is caught in the clash between two cultural universes that have competing values. All right?